Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekly forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead from May 30th to June 5th. We got some very big energies coming in this week. Not a whole lot going on astrologically speaking, but what we do got going on is some big energies. Today we do have the new moon in Gemini taking place on Wednesday. June the 1st, Mercury is going to be stationing direct in Taurus at 26 degrees 15 in the 4th house of Taurus, 19 degrees 53. On the 2nd, the day after, on Thursday, June the 2nd, Venus is going to be forming a sextile to Lilith. And then we close off the week on the weekend. On Saturday, we do have Saturn going retrograde. So karma is kind of what's coming through in the energies. So let's talk about these frequencies. So it's like this gateway opening up is kind of what I feel. And what you thought maybe was a door closed on the past is likely to kind of reopen and be revisited. So I feel this new moon in Gemini really is signaling this energy of things kind of working out for the twins. I feel a week of maybe second chances is what's coming through. So with the new moon in Gemini, I feel we're kind of all being asked to wipe the slate clean. It's like this 0 point energy, this clean slate when it comes to the past. We have a trine to Jupiter, Mars, and Chiron, which is trying to tell us it's kind of time to try again, to go after our big dreams, even if it didn't work out the first time. And with Mercury going direct, I feel this is where we're being presented with a choice to kind of accept this brand new beginning. We kind of have to be willing to embrace these changes. So are you willing to embrace the changes necessary in order to have that brand new beginning in love? So I think we're kind of all being asked to take stock of where we've been, where we're at, where we want to go. New moons are all about manifesting. So I spent the weekend away at the trailer, out by the water on Lake St. Clair, just kind of taking stock of everything that I've gone through on the journey over the last several years and really looking at it from that higher perspective. So you know, we're kind of all being asked to stop feeding the fear, first and foremost, and to decide what it is that we deeply desire, and to use our thoughts, our mental strength, and our mental power to bring our manifestations into fruition, because we're kind of being asked to master our thought processes, to master our mind. And in order to do that, we've kind of got to go into what's not been working. We gotta figure out how our thoughts are getting the best of us or running a riot within our processing, and to refocus. A big word that kept coming up this weekend was it's time to take responsibility. Responsibility is in focus. If you want that do-over, if you want that start over from a higher positive perspective. So I think get ready to find solutions to any problems, but I don't think the week is going to go by without a hitch. I'm sure we're going to be facing some challenges with the week ahead, but if we use our wisdom and our strength, we can flow through these energies very wisely, and we can bring forward major positive shifts in our life. But it's all a matter of perspective. I know I was talking to a close friend last night, and she was hitting a low, and once again, you know, spiraling into, well, how come my ex has it all? And how come he gets to move on and live a good life? And I'm sitting here, you know, single and alone, and I don't want to be alone. And so it's all about the thought processing. Why are you focused on an ex of yours? When you're focused on your ex, guess what? All you're going to get is that thrown in your face. So it's time to stop comparing ourselves to everybody else's life. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Worry about what it is that you're doing. And the energy that came through after that conversation was tend to your own garden. If you keep comparing your life to everybody on social media, then yeah, you're gonna probably spiral into a very low energy if their life is looking all perfect. And we need to remember, guys, social media creates this illusion of this perfect life, and nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors unless you're in that person's life 24/7. So don't be comparing yourself to others. That's going to create all kinds of self-worth problems and issues that could be completely prevented if you tend to your own garden, okay? So let's talk about this new moon in Gemini, because Gemini is all about communication, and I feel accepting different points of views. We all have our own way of viewing the world, but I feel the energy is kind of asking us to go into any problems, to face any challenges that are coming up that have been lurking below the background, and to finally figure things out once and for all. So I feel if you've been in this state of confusion or playing into all of these misunderstandings, you're going to really need to tap into your intuition, and you're going to have to, you know, use your mind as your powerful tool in the energies, because communication with Mercury still in retrograde, and then we're going to have the shadow period. Communication is likely to be a little bit rocky, a little bit problematic in the energies this week, but this new moon is trying to say, hey, it's time to go a little bit deeper, to give way to your truth, and to bring that forward, because new moons truly are a time of rebirth. And it's a time when many of us are going to be given a chance for that fresh start, to really commit to our personal goals and to express these positive energies in our lives. So it's kind of time to improve communication skills. So are you a good listener? Do you actually listen to others when they talk? Do you enjoy different points of views, rather than seeking to find just one elusive answer? So I feel we're entering into a wonderful cycle, which is asking us to reevaluate our communication style, and to maybe question just how much we actually take in information and communicate positively in a friendly manner, in a non-threatening manner. So many of us learn our communication skills in childhood from our family, from our parents, and not everybody knows how to communicate properly. So this is going to open up a doorway to make some big, big changes when it comes to our communication. And this lunation is occurring just shortly after Mars aligned with Jupiter in Aries. So many of us are feeling ready to embrace the new, to start something new, whether it's a new business enterprise or a new relationship. But the energy is feeling very courageous is what came through. And Mercury's going to be in retrograde for a few more days until June 3rd, and then we're going to have the shadow period. So it's kind of like this holding pattern, this wait and see kind of energy. So this moon does occur at 9 degrees 039, completing the promise of these unions is what is coming through. And so it's really going to affect those with mutable sign placements in your natal chart. So have a look and figure out where you have Gemini, Virgo, Sag, or Pisces in your chart, because those signs are going to be feeling it the most. I also want you to double check your housing side of the chart, guys. Where do you have Gemini or the opposite of that, Sag, in your housing side? So I have Gemini in my 4th house. So 4th house is deep family roots. 4th house is all related to the home, the family. And then the opposite of that in my chart is my 10th house, my midhaven, which is linked to, you know, my mission work is in Sag. So a big part of my mission is to bring all of this communication into the collective from that broader expanded viewpoint of Sagittarius. And so when you look on your planet side of the chart, where do you have Gemini? My Venus is in Gemini. So this is reevaluating my self-worth, you know, my feminine aspects, how I present myself to the world. And so have a look at those aspects, because that's going to really allow you to know how to kind of work with this new moon energy. I know I set my intentions last night for that new foundation, that new beginning. I'm calling my divine masculine home. I'm ready for that face-to-face. I'm ready to have that conversation and say, hey, where do we go from here? Because, you know, I can't get this person out of my heart, out of my head. So I set those intentions last night. I didn't fall asleep till about midnight. I was just wired from the new moon energy. So check those intentions, figure out where that Gemini placement is, and then set those intentions for that new cycle when it comes to this Gemini new moon, and watch everything play out exactly how you manifested by that full moon in Gemini and Sagittarius season this fall. So keep that in mind, guys. Journal, 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 and double check everything, okay? So, you know, many are still sifting through confusion, but the good news is the energies this week are likely to feel a little less bitter, a little less resentful, and a little bit friendlier. Gemini likes to talk, okay? So you might want to keep an eye on yourselves, though, especially with the Aries energy involved still. So there's this need, I feel, to rush into action, and we really don't have to rush into anything. We don't want to rush into anything without receiving that clarity. So it's best to kind of, you know, carefully weigh out your options and double check any information, especially when it comes to signing contracts. So I got to go sign some papers at the bank this week when it comes to getting some home improvement done. So you really want to double check anything that you're signing when it comes to paperwork this week, because things can turn out very inaccurately if you miss one little small factor when it comes to any signing of contracts. So another big thing, don't make any assumptions. And this is like standard for every single day of your life. Don't make assumptions, you know, ask. It's always good to ask. I always think of the Queen of Swords when I think of Gemini energy. The Queen of Swords asks a lot of questions, is not afraid to ask a lot of questions. And with Mercury going direct, we're going to gain all of this clarity. So finally, after all of this retrograde energy, Mercury is going to turn direct in Taurus. And Taurus is foundations. What do you value? What do you want to manifest in your life? What do you want to build when it comes to this new cycle of solid foundations in relationships? Because I feel the energy is going to bring forward this great big smack in the face when it comes to some common sense. You know, use your common sense, guys. And if you've made any mistakes in the past, now is the time to correct them, because with Saturn going retrograde, get ready for a karmic explosion is kind of what I was shown. And if you've been feeling very confused when it comes to your twin flame connection, I do feel a lot of clarity is coming to the forefront. And if maybe you've acted impulsively and negatively when it comes to misunderstandings, I think get ready to realize where you were mistaken. And maybe it's time to make amends where you have offended, hurt, or upset another, especially when it comes to your counterpart. And with Taurus now, you know, in the home of love, when it comes to Venus, we did have Venus just enter into Taurus. So this is all about resolution in the coming several weeks. And so with the sign of the bull, we do need to be careful of stubbornness. And I'm a Taurus, and I know I like things my way, and I can be very stubborn. But we kind of got to balance that energy out in order to get further along the journey. So get ready to be flexible. If you want to get what you want, stop pushing against the grain. Stop pushing. Open up to receive. And I feel get ready to face challenges surrounding responsibility, because Mercury is going to turn direct and form a square to Saturn the day before Saturn goes retrograde. So we cannot keep avoiding responsibility. We cannot keep playing this blame game. We cannot keep brushing all of these issues under the rug that are needing to be faced and resolved. We have to kind of talk about that big elephant in the room once and for all, and we can't keep waiting. We can't keep complaining. If you want to make your dreams happen, then it's kind of time to take action on behalf of yourself and quit complaining about what everybody else has going for them, because you don't know what they had to get through in order to get to that place in their life. So I think Saturn is getting ready to say, hey, it's time to wake up. It's time to resolve your inner issues. It's time to resolve your outer situations. And it's time to release any on again, off again relationships, because that's a lot of karma that is caused in the energy. And with Saturn going retrograde, get ready for a major shift in perspective. And the energy can be very negative with Saturn going retrograde. You might only see problems in your life, but this is where we're kind of being asked to shift the way we look at things, because it doesn't matter where you're at. We all have problems. We all have to face challenges, but it all is just a matter of perspective. How can you look at any challenges as a stepping stone to evolve and to grow? Because when we look at everything we've been through, we look at all the work we've done, all the work we still have to do to get to where we want to go, it can feel very overwhelming. So are you your own worst enemy? I think get ready to bring up issues of boundaries, where you've lacked boundaries, where you've had your boundaries way too high, where you've been feeling held back and restricted by somebody. And in actuality, it's also possible that you're being your own worst enemy with negative self-talk. So it's time to take a step back and to really assess where exactly you're at. Because are you the one holding yourself back? What are you holding on to, preventing you from going after your dreams? What are you holding on to that no longer holds value in your life? Where do you need to, come forward with a different approach? Maybe your communication approach is deeply flawed and there's a need to reevaluate how you communicate with people. So this is a big energy of letting go of parts of yourself that no longer work for you, parts of your past that have been holding you back from moving forward and doing what it is that you need to do. So get ready to learn some big life lessons in the energies this week. And I did feel this energy of zero motivation this morning. We all slept in here this morning after a weekend of camping in the sun and the heat. We actually have a heat advisory here today, so everybody was a little bit cranky this morning. Nobody was feeling motivated to get up and go to school this morning. I slept in till about 6 o'clock. I never sleep in till 6 o'clock. Like, that was sleeping in for me. So it was very low energy. So you might find a lack of motivation this week, or if you've been feeling very motivated, you might find that dwindling and waning away this week, because this is where we're all being asked to reconsider our commitments. Saturn rules commitment. Saturn is the Lord of karma. So, and we're all being asked to reevaluate what commitment means to us, what a higher level of commitment means. And that song, Whitney Houston, keeps coming up in my head. The remake they've done, Bring Me a Higher Love, keeps coming up a lot the last couple of days. So we're all being asked to clear all of these attachments, to clear all of these past cords, any old soul contracts, any false commitments made under duress, and to clear any outsiders when it comes to the twin flame connection. So many of us are getting into this energy of like almost having nobody left, and barely anybody's been interacting. I've only been interacting with a couple of close divine feminine friends, and everybody else I feel has been pulled away from the journey. And so with Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, we're also being shown where we have allowed negativity to limit us when it comes to our third eye visions. That's how we manifest, is through our third eye, where we have allowed negativity to shape our life and then keep recreating this negative cycle over and over again. So Saturn retrograde is going to be about a 4-month process of clearing karma. So it's going to begin on June 4th at 25 degrees Aquarius, actually 25 degrees 15 Aquarius, and then it's going to end on October 23rd at 18 degrees Aquarius. So we've got all of this Lord of Karma playing out until October, and then we're going to have the shadow period. So this is a powerful 4-month period where all of this past life karma has to be sorted out. And with Saturn turning retrograde, it's like this double dose of karma. So whatever you've been putting off when you know you've needed to make amends, whatever you've been putting off when it comes to doing the right thing, get ready to receive a double dose of karma for your lack of accountability. And so if you've been bad in the past, if you've been mean to somebody in the past, hurt somebody intentionally in the past, avoided that conversation for long enough, I think get ready for a double dose of karma, and get ready for major upheavals and events to occur that will teach you this lesson once and for all. So on the flip side though, if you have done good in the past, if you have really done all of this work to bring these good intentions, these healing, loving vibrations into the collective, and you've done your part, get ready for an unexpected event to reward you for all of the good deeds that you have done. So karma works both ways. Karma can be good or bad. Karma is all depending on what you've put out there is what you're going to get back. So a double dose. So for those of the divine feminines that have been doing the work and putting good out there, I do feel get ready to receive your rainbow blessings this week or throughout the next 4 months. unexpected windfalls are coming for those that have done good in the past. And on the opposite of that, I think get ready to reap what you have sown. So I feel this retrograde is going to feel very, very karmic in nature, especially with the square with Mercury when it stations direct. So Mercury aligns with a very unfortunate fixed star Algol, which we talked about during that Scorpio eclipse. So a lot of the energies that played out during the eclipse are also going to be playing out again right now. So this is not good news at all for many in the collective, unfortunately, because this is where the past, the present, and the future is all going to be blurring into one energy. And like I said, if you've been bad in the past, if you've intentionally, maliciously hurt another in the past, then there will be a predestined time where a major event will occur to teach you a valuable lesson. And I don't think it's going to be fun to work with. But if you've been good in the past, that predestined or predetermined time will occur for you to receive those financial rewards for all of the good that you have put out there. So with Saturn in retrograde motion, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, guys. So bear with me, Martian. Well, I guess we're star seeds, right? But karma is definitely going to play out relating to how responsible you've been in the past. So it can be a time of very strict limitations, restrictions, a lot of anxiety and fear, especially if you know you got karma coming to you, especially if you have not been willing to deal with particular issues in the past involving duties and responsibilities, especially as they relate to your children and your career. So get ready for a big dose of karma. If you've not been a responsible parent, if you've not, been responsible when it comes to answering and heeding the higher call for your spiritual mission. So this is all a big energy of taking responsibility, taking stock that your life is in order so you can continue. And many are going to be facing all kinds of spiritual tests to make sure that you're ready to take that level of responsibility seriously. And the lessons that we learn over the next 4 months are going to be very harsh, very hard, but it will be valuable when it comes to this brand new cycle. And so negative energy surrounding Saturn retrograde can highlight behavior of sadness or shyness and where that's gotten out of control. So I feel over the next several months, Saturn is going to offer many of us a chance to recognize and admit the problems at hand, to admit where things have gotten out of control. And this might even mean like an intervention of some sort, which could be a tower or a drastic event in order to shake you out of this depressing state or this isolation. So I think a lot of the divine masculines are getting schooled in the energies this week and over the next several months. And by the time Saturn stations direct in October, I think many will have come to terms with all of these relevant issues and will be ready for that next relationship phase. And I also feel all of this past life karma will be zeroed out. So we need to remember this heavy sense of karma is letting us all know there is a hefty price to pay for all previous decisions, lies, nasty words that have hurt another, defamation of character, slander, gossip, all of that stuff. The cosmic forces do not really care for. So it's going to be a very tough energy. And all of this enhanced cosmic combative energy, restrictive energy, and confusing energy is really showing you where you need to find compassion and embrace your spiritual nature if you want to have those healthy relationships with people that you connect to. So we cannot keep dismissing these issues. I feel we're all going to be asked to embrace spiritual pursuits. And many of the divine feminines are going to be coming into all of this material gain for the hard work that you've put in. It's this energy of your dreams are coming true, but you still have to come forward with that sensible, realistic approach, okay? So, and many of the feminines are really understanding all of our limitations in order for us to step into this more optimistic energy. So appreciate the journey, get grounded in those spiritual goals and figure out how it fits into the bigger picture. So talking a little bit more about this Saturn energy, guys, because it is forming several aspects with some fixed stars in the astrology. So with this fixed star, Deneb al-Jedi is how I'm going to say it. So this is like benefactor energy as well as destructive energy. It's about life and death, sorrow and happiness. And the Gemini aspect is, you know, the polar opposites, the duality of the two. So I feel many have been so indifferent recently to embracing this esoteric study, this esoteric knowledge when it comes to the many secrets of nature and the cosmic universe. And I feel there's going to be a lot of exposure when it comes to bad marriages, unpleasant lifestyles. There's going to be a lot of death coming forward collectively. I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but there's a lot of energy of disgrace as well coming forward when it comes to any cunning, dishonest, immoral, cold, unsympathetic, hard-hearted people. Disgraces when it comes to fathers. I feel a lot of disgrace for the masculines in the collective where they've not been that honorable father figure. And so it's this energy of wreaking havoc on home life. And I feel that the masculines are going to be facing this death energy due to the karmic feminines' revenge. I think a lot of the karmic feminines sought revenge. And now this is going to create all kinds of misfortune for the karmics, unfortunately. Which will lead to maybe some violence. And I feel this can no longer be avoided. And so with Mercury also aligning with Algol, which was another fixed star that aligned with that eclipse energy in Scorpio, it's bringing in a lot of highly charged spiritual light code activation, spiritual rays, light code downloads. And I feel those that have reached this high level of development are going to receive even more activations, but this is where those in those still very low vibration are going to find these energies very difficult, a lot of obstacles in the way, because we have to learn how to harness these energies. And I feel get ready to face failures and strong counteractive forces when it comes to these present energies. So it's just a lot of energies to work with, guys. So I do feel many of us are going to feel like we're dragging our ass this week. We're going to be lacking that motivation. So this is where we kind of are asked to go deeper within to resolve these inner tensions, these inner issues, in order to deal with the past once and for all. And when we go within, that's when we can flow. That's when we can step back into the light, and all of this optimism will return. So things will feel like they're moving very, very slowly, more slowly than you'd like this week, but everything serves a purpose. And this is the time where we are asked to sort things out thoroughly rather than rushing through, because a lot of hard work is being asked to be done this week as we sort out our inner demons and we make plans for the long run. So any hassles you face is asking you to find resolution to have those positive results. And I do feel this whole week is going to be a week of second chances showing up for many of us. So we're going to want to pay attention to the signs and the things this week, guys, and to find those solutions to open up the doorways for these new opportunities. And doors that were once closed in the past are likely to reopen if we approach it with wisdom. So we got to master our mind this week, guys. We got to cut away any outside toxins, you know, alcohol, drugs, overeating, sex addictions, anything toxic needs to go if you really want to tune into listening to your intuition this week. So get ready for a second chance is the energies that were coming through. Let's jump in with some cards, guys, and see what else needs to come through for the twins this week. I would like to grab the Rose Oracle deck to start. We're going to use the Rose Oracle deck to start. There's that crowning, that initiation. Get ready to cross the threshold into these new earth energies, guys, is kind of what I'm feeling. And get ready for that rebirth and to have the masculine have a seat at your table for that deep ancestral healing. I do feel that conversation is coming when it comes to this heart healing, these deep-seated emotions, this timeless connection that the twins share. And, you know, this is a connection where time really doesn't ease the pain of the separation, and we're all kind of being asked to answer that call, especially the divine masculine, the anointed. We've been anointed into our leadership positions, and now it's time to really master these soul gifts, to step into empowerment, and to answer the call that the masculine has been so fearful of answering. So it's time to answer the call. And you're calling that masculine home, divine feminine. Come home to me. Come to me. Come to me. Come hither, divine masculine. We are attracting the masculine like a rose. We are ready to receive all of our desires and all of this unlimited abundance, divine feminine. I think many of us have really mastered this huge releasing. Many of us have mastered this transformation, divine feminine. We've gone through the trenches of the ego death, and we've gone through this rebirth process, and we've shed all of these old layers. We've embraced this change, and now it's time to attract the counterpart back for the next leg of the mission, because I feel many of us are leveling up. And the masculine is ready to embrace his sacred mission to honor, protect, and support the divine feminine as she births all of these new earth energies and brings these new timelines into fruition. So the sacred masculine is ready to step forward to honor this connection, because there's a lot of new creative ideas that have come through with this retrograde. I know I've received all kinds of new artistic inspired ideas, and I feel now the masculine is ready to step into being that clear channel and working with the feminine. And I know we do have Mars going retrograde later this fall as well in the sign of Gemini, the sign of the twins, and that's where a lot of the divine masculines will be ready to, reevaluate their work and really getting grounded in this mission work with the feminine. So after the rain always comes that rainbow and that hope. So I feel mercy, relief is on the way. And we're kind of closing out these karmic cycles. It's over, and I feel major acceptance is what's coming through in order for this sacred union energy. So as the feminine achieves this inner union of self, the masculine will appear in the outer world, but we have to reach that deep level of acceptance. So we're going to get a couple more cards, guys, and see what else needs to come through for the week ahead for the twins. After the rain, we get the anointed, rose without thorns, and the thorn. So the wastelands. And that's where I feel a lot of the masculines are at. They're in this wasteland energy. And there's that energy I talked about at the beginning. Tend to your own garden. Stop tending to what other people are doing. Tend to your own garden. And if that means disconnecting from social media to gain that peace of mind, then block social media out of your life for a while, because we can't keep worrying about what everybody else is tending when it comes to their garden. We have to tend to our own. If we want to have that sustainability in our lives, we got to stop worrying about what other people are doing. So I do feel protection and boundaries are coming up to be addressed. Clear communication is what the energies are requiring of both of the counterparts this week. And we need to remember, we all have the right to our joy. We all have the right to peace and pleasure in our lives. But we do have to step into empowerment. So we are answering the call. After the rain does come that relief, that silver lining, guys. So I would like to read after the rain. I know I've read into the anointed before. So let's read after the rain, because many of us have been struggling throughout this entire year when it comes to clearing all of these negative attachments. And it's been a lot of purging, a lot of crying. I know a lot of crying. So I do feel get ready to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's definitely something very sacred about the energies this week, because I feel we're done grieving. The atmosphere is asking for this huge release when it comes to anything holding us back. So many of us have been going through this deep process of spiritual cleansing. We've replenished ourselves. We've learned to nurture ourselves, mother ourselves. And so it's this feeling of when we're done crying, all of these healing waters fall and we get reactivated, and our endorphins raise again. Our vibration will raise. So a huge shift, I feel, and what's been feeling very overwhelming will start to dissipate, and we're stepping into this stage where we're noticing all of the growth that we have achieved throughout this cleansing process. And after the rain, that's when the real healing begins, and that new beginning can come as soon as that ending in that karmic contract is fully closed out, when those cords are cut. So soothing energy, we're ready to heal and mend the brokenness of these connection once and for all. It's almost like the times of trial and tribulation are coming to an end for the twins, and the energy of mercy is soon going to be felt, and we'll feel this relief, we'll feel this silver lining energy, and we know that these challenges are almost over, and the energy will ease up. So I do feel many of the masculines have been going through a lot of challenges, tower after tower after tower. And I feel the energy today is saying, hey, this is almost over. We are in the home stretch. But it's time to be straightforward in all of your communications. It's time to stop taking things for granted. Now that you've endured the hardships and all of these spiritual tests, it's time to dig yourself out of that hole, and it's time for you to build those long-lasting relationships. So what have you learned from this? What growth can you take from this now that will never ever be taken from you again? Because once we learn a valuable lesson, we don't have to go and repeat that over and over and over again. So I do feel a glorious new beginning is possible now for many of the counterparts, but it will require communication on the masculine's part. It will require him to pick himself up out of that wasteland and to come forward and support the divine feminine in her community mission, and to support this sacred union. So let's grab some spiritual journey oracle messages. Detach from everything outside of yourself. Subtract your ego from any agendas. Release whatever it is you've been holding on to that can no longer serve you and this mission, and allow the higher power to get to work, because this is where we dig deep into our truth. And when it comes to any lies, or where you've led somebody astray intentionally to keep them from their counterpart, there's a lot of karma playing out. I've already received confirmation of some very hefty karma being dished out when it comes to the karmic clan that my masculine was connected with, and those that manipulated him to go towards the karmic. And unfortunately, we all have to pay that price back to the universe when it comes to this karma playing out. And so I think a lot of upheaval, a lot of very, very sad losses in the energies when it comes to whoever's tried to keep the counterparts apart. So just get ready for some major upsets when it comes to breaking free from all of these old patterns. So the old patterns in reversed with the catalyst, that's like a huge unavoidable tower that was avoided up until now that can no longer be avoided. A major redirection in the energies this week, I feel, for the masculine when it comes to that karmic soul contract. And that is completely over. Major destruction in the masculine's world when it comes to these karmic contracts. And there's that accountability. So these energies are only going to keep intensifying for many of the masculines until they address where they've not taken accountability. That was the biggest thing for me. With my Lilith in Libra and my 8th house in Libra, I got very upset over the last several years out of the lack of justice, the lack of accountability when it comes to making amends and taking accountability for the damage done. So the masculine's recently gone through a major upheaval, a lot of challenges in order for this refocusing. The energy is very intense when it comes to these karmic contracts for the masculine this week when it comes to accountability and taking ownership. So I feel there is going to be a breakthrough this week when it comes to the masculine reigniting his passion, going towards the feminine who has always spoken to his heart and his soul, and going towards this new creative work endeavor with the feminine, and major shift in outlook, perception when it comes to the divine masculine's purpose this week. And this soul connection, beautiful, coming into mastery. I know my counterpart, Soul Urge, is master number 22. So I feel we are concluding these karmic cycles this week once and for all. And over the next 4 months, all of this karma will completely play out and zero out, likely by Sagittarius season. So I feel a major evolution in these soul connections this week that will have long-term positive effects. And so I feel The masculine is hoping the feminine will still demonstrate love and compassion, because they are receiving the guidance from spirit that now is the time to bring forward that offer. Divine feminine, release any fear of facing your counterpart this week. I feel many of us, we go into that state of soul shock, almost like trauma shock after the separation, and so we have to really keep our chakra pathway clear this week. Divine feminine, tune up your chakras, go within, maximize the flow of the energy, and know that you are never alone. That was a big energy that come through. We have to learn to enjoy our own company. If you can't enjoy being alone, how are you supposed to manifest a healthy relationship that's not going to be codependent? So you also want to pay attention to your dreams. My counterpart has been coming through in my dreams the last several days very intensely. And so pay attention to your dreams, journal about your dreams. I do feel many of the masculines are reaching out in 5D and dream space, trying to lay the groundwork for preparing for that conversation. So release any fear of your counterpart not coming home. That is an illusion. And I feel new doorways are opening up for the feminine when it comes to a greater experience and unlimited abundance. So speak that truth, divine feminine. Stand in that light of truth is really going to be what is needed in the energies this week, because we are closing out all of these karmic lessons. So get ready for some big karma to play out. You're going to want to navigate carefully as all of this plays out. You're going to want to give up any substance abuses or anything toxic. That's like my devil card. And you're going to want to read between the lines is another big message, guys. So let's see what needs to come through. Yeah, the masculine's walking away. He's walking away from all of that toxicity. He's walking away from his inadequacy issues, and he's hoping that he can come forward and have his wishes come true with you, divine feminine, is what I see here. Yeah, he's walking away from all of these unhealthy patterns. If I can reach the card, guys. My God. And he's coming in to balance this situation. So he's got his hopes and his wishes set on you, and there is big changes coming as the masculine finds his determination to walk away from all of these unhealthy patterns, these toxic soul contracts, crumpling up any inadequacy issues, and finding his determination to come forward and bring change. I think he deeply needs to seek that guidance from you, divine feminine. What needs to come through on the feminine side? We just got the marriage card, so you're getting that higher level of commitment. Quite likely the masculine is coming forward with an engagement ring of some sort, or that higher level of commitment. So get ready for a fated meeting, because the masculine is still holding on to you, divine feminine. He's never ever let you go. So I do feel he's got a lot of regret. He's got a lot of regret about walking away, and he's never ever let you go. So get ready. The masculine's paying attention to the details, coming in with that higher level of commitment. He's coming in because he's still holding on to you, and he sees big love, and he regrets. He regrets walking away. He's getting blasted out of the water with that universe card to kind of get back on track. So keep climbing up the ladder to success, divine feminine. You're on the right path. You're doing great, and that's triggering all of this loss in order for the masculine to seize this opportunity to restore the balance with all of these past life connections. So huge karmic release in order to come towards the feminine. There's a lot of hurt. The masculine is deeply hurt that he betrayed his life partnership, but this is where that growth and expansion can take place. So let's jump in with some tarot, guys. Actually, I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot. And we'll see what needs to come through with the Gilded Tarot. First, we'll pull into the Divine Masculine. We got the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Pentacles in reversed. I just cut the deck, so there's that total financial ruin. That false foundation is over. I feel a lot of the masculines held on because of the money, and I feel a lot of the masculines are going to experience complete and total financial ruin. Unfortunately, that's part of the lesson, and that will move the masculine forward. And, you know, it's sad, but sometimes we got to lose it all to realize what really matters. And, you know, what really does matter is love. Love is always the heart of the matter, and you can't build a foundation without love. If you build a foundation without love, the universe sees and hears everything, and it's going to crumble to the ground. So I feel a lot of movement forward, but let's dig into the masculine's energy first. We got the Hanged Man, the Temperance in reversed. Everything is flipped upside down in the masculine's life, and this is that karma playing out, the karma rebalancing. A lot of these masculines gave to more than one, and you know, they were not reciprocal with the feminine, and the blocks are being removed. So that prison cell that the masculine's been in, that karmic prison cell of being trapped up in his head, not being able to move forward, the blocks are being removed so he can move on and come forward to create that balance. So I do feel with the Hanged Man and the Temperance in reversed, everything is imbalanced. There's a need for moderation. A lot of the masculines are losing a lot of money when it comes to their manipulative ways. There's a lot of drama surrounding the masculine. There's a lot of gossip and talk about the divine feminine around the masculine when it comes to this spiritual union and this brand new beginning in love. So higher union, brand new abundant beginning, and the truth will come out about just how badly the masculine wants this missed opportunity with the feminine, because he is at the crossroads. We got Taurus, Pisces, Sag. We got Gemini, Virgo. The divine feminine is grounded, stable, solid. She's abundant. She's single, and there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of talk in that karmic contract about the masculine being at the crossroads and making that unexpected choice in love. And there's been a lot of exposure when it comes to that truth. And the masculine is choosing to quickly come in with that communication with the feminine. So, yeah, those higher unions have been solidified. And there's a lot of truth coming forward. And a lot of karma playing out when it comes to the manipulation. And on the feminine side, we got the masculine coming in facing that judgment with you. Coming in with the Page of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Page of Swords, and you will receive a message that he's walked away. He's moved on from that contract. He's no longer living in that energy, and he wants that reconciliation. He's facing Judgment Day when it comes to the brokenness in these twin soul unions is what I'm feeling. So what is this message about? What does the masculine want to talk about? Well, obviously this missed opportunity, right? He wants to talk about all of the lies, the manipulation. I think a lot of the masculines are angry when it comes to being deceived in the karmic contract. All of that truth has been revealed. Knight of Swords reversed, King of Wands reversed, fire, air. Yeah, and I feel what the masculine did to the feminine, how he betrayed the feminine. He's now been backstabbed and betrayed in that karmic contract, and he's been withholding the fact that he has completely closed that out. It's done. It's over. The death. He's been going through profound transformation, and he's definitely likely hitting rock bottom financially. And so get ready for that conversation. A lot of communication back and forth this week in order to restore the balance, because the masculine is breaking free from that karmic imprisonment, because that karmic debt has been paid, is kind of what I'm feeling, guys. So let's grab some crystal messages. I can't believe we're at 48 minutes already. So we're clearing all of this negative energy. So smoky quartz will be a good stone to work with. We're releasing all of this negativity from within and around us in order to kind of reduce all of these stressful energies. So I feel walking away from the drama, walking away from all of the slander, and I feel get ready for a major opportunity for a release when it comes to this emotional healing and mending the hearts, mending our hearts this week. So any other messages? Tiger's Eye, ruby, and clear quartz would be excellent stones to work with, guys, in the energies this week. There's that divine intervention. So get ready for major upheavals, and God will send miracles to answer your sincere prayers, but he might not answer the prayers the way you thought they were going to be answered. And so divine intervention to me is get ready for major upheaval. And what seems like a tower is usually a blessing in disguise. as part of this purification process. So a lot is being purified, released from our physical world. We got to release all of these energetic toxins in order to go through this purification to reach a place of forgiveness. Forgiveness heals. So I feel get ready to release a lot of repressed anger that's been blocking your happiness, Divine Masculine. And I feel the feminine is just embracing her natural beauty and her authenticity this week, really living in that divine purpose, trusting in the signs, the synchronicities, and all of this inner guidance. And so I feel because the feminine is so authentically herself, she's attracting all kinds of blessings. So get ready for blessings, rainbow blessings. And I feel the masculines are trying to find their self-confidence through embracing God's confidence. So the masculine, I feel, is working on believing on himself, believing in himself through God's energy. And he's definitely in the throes of feeling all of these emotions once and for all. So when we enter into the entire spectrum of our emotions, we honor the entire spectrum of everything that we feel, then we can really release it and step into our rainbow blessings. So I feel health and happiness is in focus. Abundance is coming. And we need to remember progress, not perfection. So find your passion, find your purpose, find what gives you enthusiasm, what motivates you, and bring that into some meaningful work from your heart. We have to stay strong in our faith because we are being asked to bring all of these energies forward for this great mission, for this Ascension Great Awakening mission. So let's get a couple last crystal stone deck messages, and we're going to call it a day, guys. Transform your life on earth. Get ready to break through your biggest blocks in the energies this week, guys. Oh, we left some on the table there. Any last messages for the twins, please? We cannot keep withholding. It's time for us all to grow from our heart and to explore our inner child in order to release this pain once and for all. So get ready to go deep into the heaviness of the heart. Get ready to forgive, especially the person who hurt you the most, Divine Feminine. And the masculine is getting ready to come forward and seek forgiveness, knowing that he deeply hurt you. So I feel, you know, just when you feel like you're ready to give up, everything will fall into place. I think we're getting the green light go to come out of this desert energy and to step into our true destiny. So all of those suspicions that the masculine had has been exposed. And it's time, long past time, for the masculine to come forward and answer the call. So I think get ready for the masculine to say yes to his true calling and to finally be ready to live it. And he's facing all of these terrifying fears, but he has no alternative right now. So you want to get organized in the headspace when it comes to this clean slate. You're going to want to use your discernment this week when it comes to all of this karmic exposure. And you're going to want to retrain your brain to live life to the fullest. So the Divine Masculines are meeting the request of the universe when it comes to answering the call. And Divine Feminine, all you need to do is keep that light shining brightly. Keep on the daily grind. Keep hitting the pavement every day because your hard work is paying off. Big message. And I feel get ready for a lot of states of elevated thinking in order to escape the mind, the prison of the mind, because the masculine's in need of a huge zap, a huge wake-up call this week, guys, and definitely a major awakening in order for those third eye visions to come forward. So there's going to be a lot of upheaval, and people are going to be like, oh my God, how did I not see that coming? But let's get real. You know where you've done somebody wrong. You know where you've needed to make amends, and you've not been willing to bring forward that positive, honest communication. And so anything getting upheaved, you've likely seen it coming, and you just had the blinders on. So get ready for a lot of upheaval because it's time for us to get a grip. It's time for us to get moving. It's time for us to release this confusion. And it's time for us to build these sustainable foundations for the future. That's what I got for the forecast for the week ahead, guys. I may or may not have time to do a daily message. I have a couple of appointments this afternoon. So this week, the readings are going to be a little bit more sporadic. I have several readings booked in. I also have some personal appointments, and I get the roof done later this week. So I do plan on starting all 12 zodiac signs again, guys, but you got to be patient with me, please. They will get done in divine timing, but I've not forgotten about you. That's what I got, guys. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading, please feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.